Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a sudden, excruciating cramp seizing your calf muscle, leaving you gasping and rubbing, just wishing for the pain to stop? Or perhaps you've noticed your legs feel heavier than they used to, a nagging weakness that makes walking upstairs or even just standing for a short while feel like an uphill battle. It's easy to dismiss these things as just part of getting older, isn't it? We start to believe that aches, pains, and a general lack of strength are simply our new normal. But what if I told you that for so many of us, this painful reality isn't an inevitable part of aging at all? What if there's a surprising, yet incredibly common, deficiency that's quietly robbing you of your leg strength and causing those unwelcome cramps? In this video, we're going to uncover this secret, look at how it affects your body, and then explore simple, practical ways you can tackle it head-on. We'll delve into easy habits and foods that can help revitalize your legs, banish those cramps, and give you back your confident stride. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you, something that could completely change how you feel and move every single day. So, let's not wait another moment. The secret I'm talking about, the hidden culprit behind those aching legs and those jolting cramps, is often a deficiency in one incredibly vital nutrient, vitamin D. Yes, that sunshine vitamin. You might think of vitamin D primarily for strong bones. And you'd be absolutely right. It's essential for absorbing calcium and keeping our skeletons robust. But its role goes far beyond bone health, especially when it comes to your muscles. Think about it. Our muscles aren't just bundles of fibers that contract. They're incredibly complex tissues that rely on a delicate balance of nutrients to function properly. When your vitamin D levels are low, your muscles don't just feel a bit tired. They can actually start to lose strength and mass, becoming weaker and more prone to issues like those painful cramps we talked about. It's like trying to run a car on low-quality fuel. It might chug along, but it won't perform optimally. And eventually, it might just sputter out. Our muscles need vitamin D for their very structure and for how they contract and relax. Without enough, the signals between your brain and your muscles can get muddled, leading to that feeling of weakness, unsteadiness, and yes, those involuntary, agonizing spasms. You might find yourself struggling with simple tasks that used to be second nature, like getting up from a low chair, climbing a small set of stairs, or even just maintaining your balance. It's not just about the pain of a cramp. It's about a real impact on your independence and quality of life. The frightening truth is, vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common among seniors, with estimates suggesting that a significant portion of the older population, sometimes as high as 70% or more, don't have optimal levels. Why is it so prevalent in our age group? Well, there are a few key reasons. First, as we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. That glorious sunshine that once gave us all the D we needed just doesn't do the job as well anymore. Even if you spend time outdoors, your body might not be making enough. Second, many of us spend less time outdoors than we used to, especially during the colder months or if mobility becomes an issue. And third, our kidneys, which play a crucial role in converting vitamin D into its active form, can also become less efficient with age. So, even if we are getting some sun or eating fortified foods, our bodies might not be able to use it effectively. This creates a kind of silent epidemic where many of us are unknowingly suffering from a deficiency that's directly impacting our physical capabilities and comfort. So, what can we do about it? The good news is, there are some very actionable steps we can take. The most natural and straightforward way our bodies make vitamin D is through exposure to sunlight. When ultraviolet B, or UVB, rays from the sun hit our skin, it triggers a process that synthesizes vitamin D. For many years, we've been told to stay out of the sun. And while it's crucial to protect our skin from burning and reduce the risk of skin cancer, a little bit of sensible sun exposure can go a long way towards boosting your vitamin D levels naturally. Think about it. Our ancestors weren't spending all day indoors. They were out in the elements. The key here is sensible sun exposure. This doesn't mean baking in the sun for hours or getting a sunburn. Absolutely not. What it means is trying to get about 10 to 30 minutes of direct sunlight on exposed skin, like your arms and legs, a few times a week. ideally during the late morning or early afternoon when the UVB rays are strongest, but not at their most intense. Scorching peak. If you have fair skin, you might need less time, perhaps 10 to 15 minutes. If you have darker skin, you might need a bit more, say 20 to 30 minutes, because melanin, the pigment that gives skin its color, acts as a natural sunscreen and can reduce vitamin D production. And remember, sunscreen, while vital for extended periods outdoors, blocks UVB rays. So if you're covered head to toe in SPF 50, you won't be making any vitamin D. So consider those short, unprotected bursts of sun exposure for vitamin D synthesis, and then apply sunscreen if you're staying out longer. If you live in a northern climate where the sun isn't strong enough to produce vitamin D for several months of the year, usually from late autumn to early spring, then relying solely on sunlight won't be enough. During these darker months, your body's stored vitamin D will slowly deplete. This is why many people in northern latitudes experience even more pronounced symptoms of deficiency during winter. So, while sunlight is a fantastic natural source, it might not be a year-round solution for everyone. And it certainly isn't the only solution we have in our toolkit. Now that we've discussed the vital importance of vitamin D and the role of sensible sun exposure, let's move on to other crucial ways we can ensure we're getting enough of this muscle-supporting nutrient, especially when the sun isn't cooperating. Next, let's dive into something that's often overlooked but incredibly powerful when it comes to boosting your vitamin D, your diet. While sunlight is the primary source, certain foods can actually provide a meaningful amount of this vitamin, helping you bridge the gap, especially when direct sun exposure isn't feasible or sufficient. Think of it as adding another layer of protection for your leg strength and against those pesky cramps. So, what foods should you be looking to add to your grocery list? The real champions here are fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, and tuna are excellent sources. A 3-ounce serving of cooked salmon, for example, can provide a significant portion of your daily vitamin D needs. It's not just about the D, either. These fish are also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for overall health, including reducing inflammation, which can also contribute to muscle aches and stiffness. Imagine enjoying a delicious grilled salmon fillet or some baked mackerel for dinner a couple of times a week. It's not only a treat for your taste buds, but a powerful boost for your muscles. Beyond fish, you'll also find some vitamin D in egg yolks. Yes, the yolk is where all the vitamin D is hiding. So don't just eat the whites, including a couple of eggs in your breakfast, or a hard-boiled egg as a snack can contribute nicely. And then there are fortified foods. Many common foods in our grocery stores are now fortified with vitamin D, meaning it's been added during processing. Look for milk, orange juice, and even some cereals that explicitly state fortified with vitamin D on their labels. Always check the nutrition facts to see how much vitamin D you're actually getting per serving. This is a simple, often unconscious, way to sneak more vitamin D into your daily intake without making drastic changes to your eating habits. For example, your morning bowl of cereal with fortified milk could be setting you up for stronger legs and fewer cramps later in the day. But let's be honest, even with sensible sun exposure and a diligent effort to include D-rich foods in your diet, it can still be challenging to reach optimal vitamin D levels, especially for seniors. This is where the third, and often most effective, strategy comes into play: supplementation. Taking a vitamin D supplement is often recommended by doctors for older adults, particularly those who have been diagnosed with a deficiency. Before you start any new supplement, it's always wise to have a conversation with your doctor. They can perform a simple blood test to check your current vitamin D levels and recommend the appropriate dosage for you. The recommended daily intake for adults over 70 is typically around 800 international units, or IU, but many doctors suggest higher dosages, sometimes up to 2000 IU or even more, especially if you're starting with very low levels. The type of vitamin D supplement also matters. Look for vitamin D3 or cholecalciferol, as this is the form that your body uses most effectively. It's the same type of vitamin D your skin produces when exposed to sunlight. You can find it in various forms, from small pills to liquid drops, making it easy to incorporate into your daily routine. Taking a supplement is simple. It can be taken with food, as vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it's better absorbed when consumed with some fat, a little bit of healthy fat, like what you'd find in avocado, olive oil, or even a glass of milk, can make a big difference in how well your body utilizes the supplement. Beyond just vitamin D, it's worth noting that other nutrients also play a supporting role in muscle function and overall nerve health, which can indirectly impact cramps. Magnesium, for instance, is another mineral that's crucial for muscle relaxation. If you're deficient in magnesium, you might also experience muscle cramps, while the primary focus here is vitamin D, ensuring you have a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains will naturally provide many of these supporting nutrients. Think of it as a team effort. Vitamin D is the star player for muscle strength, but magnesium, potassium, and calcium are the crucial teammates that help everything run smoothly. So, while you're thinking about your vitamin D intake, also consider the broader picture of a nutrient-rich diet. This holistic approach means you're not just targeting one issue, but supporting your body's overall vitality. Now that we've talked about sunlight, food, and the power of supplementation, let's wrap everything up and empower you with the knowledge to truly live your best life at every age. So, let's bring it all together. We've discovered that those frustrating episodes of weak legs and those agonizing, uninvited muscle cramps aren't just an inevitable part of getting older. More often than we realize, they're a cry for help from your body, signaling a common, yet often overlooked, deficiency, a lack of vitamin D. This incredible nutrient is far more than just a bone builder. It's a vital powerhouse for your muscles, helping them maintain strength, contract properly, and relax when they should. Remember, low vitamin D can leave your legs feeling heavy, your movements unsteady, and prone to those painful nighttime jolts. But the good news, the truly empowering news, is that you have the power to change this. It's not about drastic overhauls or complicated routines. It's about making a few simple, consistent changes that can lead to profound improvements in how you feel and move every single day. First, embrace the sun, sensibly. Those precious minutes of direct sunlight on your skin, a few times a week, can kickstart your body's natural vitamin D production. Think of it as recharging your internal batteries in nature's purest way. Just a short stroll in the late morning sun, arms and legs exposed, can make a surprising difference. Of course, always be mindful of sun protection if you're going to be out for longer periods. Second, nourish your body with vitamin D-rich foods. Introduce more fatty fish like salmon or mackerel into your diet. Enjoy eggs for breakfast, making sure to include the yolk. And keep an eye out for everyday foods like milk and cereal that are fortified with vitamin D. These dietary additions are like steady, reliable drips of this essential nutrient, building up your reserves over time. And third, and perhaps most crucially for many of us, consider the power of supplementation. A simple vitamin D3 supplement, taken consistently, can be a game changer, especially if your sun exposure is limited or your dietary intake falls short. Remember that conversation with your doctor is key here. They can perform a quick test to see your levels and recommend the perfect dosage, tailored just for you. This is not about self-diagnosing or self-treating. It's about being informed and proactive in partnership with your healthcare provider. Think of it as taking control, armed with knowledge, to address something that has been silently impacting your quality of life. The biggest takeaway here is that you don't have to simply accept feeling weaker or suffering from constant leg cramps as an unavoidable part of aging. You have options. You have strategies. You have the ability to make changes that can help you regain that spring in your step, that confidence in your movements, and that peaceful sleep without the fear of a sudden, searing cramp. Imagine waking up feeling rested, your legs ready to carry you through your day, whether that's a walk in the park, tackling chores around the house, or simply enjoying time with loved ones without that underlying sense of discomfort or fatigue. Small changes, consistently applied, can indeed make a monumental difference to your health and happiness. You are capable of so much, and your body deserves to feel its best. Your legs are your foundation. They carry you through life's adventures, big and small. By addressing this common deficiency, you're not just easing cramps or gaining strength, you're investing in your independence, your mobility, and your overall vitality. So, tell me, have you ever experienced those leg cramps or weakness? Did you suspect it might be vitamin D? Or is this a new insight for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing your story might just help someone else who's going through thombanen. Mandiston and soloanton komanda gedan. The same thing. And if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more people who could benefit from this kind of practical advice. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more empowering content designed to help you live your best life at every age. You deserve to feel strong, comfortable, and vibrant. No matter how many candles are on your birthday cake, keep moving, keep learning, and keep living your best life at every age.